David Nevins, and the conference is treating me great. Met a lot of great people with similar mindset and possible synergies.
And so, if I know the conference just started, but did anything really interesting happen this morning that you want to share?
It's too early. It just started. Cannot do that.
So how have you benefited from being a part of NCDD?
Well, my group is very much involved in the political process and changing the political process. And there's a lot of like-minded individuals here interested in civil dialogue, critical thinking, deliberation, collaboration. And I think there are possible synergies to advance the movement that I'm working with.
Great. And can you tell us a little bit about your work in particular? What's exciting that people should know about? Like, why should people get involved with what you're working on?
Okay, well, I'm very involved in a group called No Labels, and we're a bipartisan political movement made up of Democrats and Republicans and independents. And at this point, we're very well known within the Beltway, but we haven't established a name for ourselves throughout the country, and that's my goal as the grassroots coordinator of the movement. We actually have 90 members of Congress now, which I think is pretty phenomenal, who are caucusing with us on a monthly basis, 45 Democrats, 45 Republicans. And they are reaching across party line to dialogue for the first time. It's amazing, but members of Congress, if they were Democrats, never talk to Republicans and vice versa. So just the fact that we've been able to get them to agree to meet with us, to dialogue together, has had some phenomenal success already. They've agreed on 9 particular bills that have actually gotten out of committee, and 2 of them actually passed. So this entire process of changing how our government works so that it's based more on deductive rather than inductive reasoning, which simply stated is most politicians have an opinion first and then develop the facts to justify the opinion they already have. And we'd like to see a governmental process where people are more open-minded, less biased, and willing to reach across the party aisle to work with people with differing views. We're not asking people to leave their party affiliation at the door when they meet with us. We're just asking them to be open-minded and see if they can find win-win solutions by working with people from the other side of the aisle.
What are some of the ways that you foster that culture, that deliberative democratic culture amongst politicians? Are there particular types of workshops and activities and conferences?
Well, the major way that we've been able to bring this about is pretty much on a grassroots level. Most people think that they can have no influence with Congress, but that is not the reality. I mean, congressmen normally represent a district, well, they do represent a district of about 450,000 people, but it's much more local than people think. Most people never would even imagine trying to contact a congressman. So we are represented in every district of the country, and we had, in some cases, as few as 6 or 8 people lobby their congressmen, set up meetings with their congressmen, and convince them that they should join our Problem Solvers Coalition. So it's been both a bottoms-up and a top-down process. We have members of No Labels who have a lot of political experience, who live in Washington, D.C., who have lobbied from the inside and exerted their influence over the years of working within Washington to lobby these congressmen to join the Problem Solvers Coalition. But most importantly, we've done it on a grassroots level as well, and we have actually over 500,000 supporters nationally.
Great. And anything else you want to share, an anecdote that's interesting from your experiences?
Well, the biggest anecdote is that I've never done anything in politics my entire life. I'm basically a businessman who just became frustrated with the process. And now I'm deeply involved, and I speak across the country. And what I find is ironic is that everybody agrees that the problem exists, that our government is dysfunctional, that we need to find win-win solutions and work together. And yet, despite the fact that everybody agrees with that, when I speak, most often people say, change can never happen. You know, this is the way it's been forever. That's the way it's going to be. We believe in what you're doing, David, but you're wasting your time. And so my biggest challenge is to convince people that change can really happen. You know, I can't say for certainty that what we are doing will work, but I can say with 100% certainty that if no one does anything, nothing will ever change. And when I say that, I think people perk up a little and become a little more optimistic, especially when I tell them how much we've accomplished in just 3 years.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right.
Really
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
Let me unhook you before you run off with
Yes,
my
I
mic.
want to be on board. Thank you.
Loose your butt.
Permanently attached? We're permanently connected.
You're gonna be mic'd the whole weekend.
That could
Careful
be,
what you say.
that could be dangerous.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.
That was fantastic.
Thank you.
And if you want to make a short video out of that, you have photos and stuff you'd like to throw into it, just tell Sandy and she'll get you in touch with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
I think we'll do your both sides, and then we'll do the same, and then we'll do the thing,
I'm
and see who can
amazed.
choose better.
You know, like that shave my head.
Maybe up a little
Am I
bit, Joe?
still
Yeah, just-
able to do a video or?
Yeah, we're just gonna take your snapshot.
Yeah, we'll do a shop, we'll do a shop of this first.
Yeah, perfect.